Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. It's QPR against Manchester United in the pre-season friendly. It's not the Premier League because QPR ain't in the Premier League, but it's Manchester United against QPR in a pre-season friendly in London town today. And we will go through the team news because it is up on the screen for you as well. The lineup is there, Rohan. Use your eyes, Rohan. Use your eyes, Rohan. It's on the screen next to you. We've got Heaton in goal. We got Wan-Bissaka. We got Mendy and Twan Williams. We got Matic Pereira. We got Jesse Lingard. We got Dan James. Meep meep. We've got Palestri on the right and we've got Greenwood up front. So it's not a bad side. It's not a bad side. I think some of these players are potentially in the shop window, by the way. We've also got some updates on Rafael Varane to bring you as well. But yeah, it's Manchester United against QPR. The bench is quite interesting. There is no Scott McTominay today, which I'm a little bit surprised about because he has been training this week, but maybe Ollie doesn't feel he's quite ready. So we've got no Scott McTominay even on the bench today and no Telles on the bench today. He's turned his ankle in training and could be out for a couple of weeks, which is a bit of a boost for, I suppose Brandon Williams, because he's not going on loan yet, and I don't think it is a boost for Brandon Williams actually. I mean, if Brandon Williams misses out on a loan deal because of a slight injury to Alex Telles, then that's not necessarily a good thing, is it? I think he does need a loan deal, so we'll see what happens with that. But hello everybody and very welcome to the show. You are as ever. I'm going to give you the Varane update. Ollie signed the new contract, says Tom. I mean, Tom, are you literally a peasant of the YouTube United Stand community, or are you an idiot? We've already spoken about it. There was a video about it at 11 o'clock this morning. That's worrying because Shaw mightn't be back for the start of the season, says Ryan. Yeah, well, look, these things are going to happen. These things are going to happen, aren't they? We're going to see people get injured. That's what always happens. But it's unfortunate for Telles. I've got to say, it's unfortunate. There's two things from the team today that I think are a little bit unfortunate. One, I would have liked to see Scott McTominay play. I know people... I keep seeing this Matic can still do a job. Have you been in a coma for a year? Have you banged your head? Did he do a job last year? Did he, Al? Did he, heck? He didn't use him last year. Why do you think he didn't use him last year? Because he can't do a job. He can't do a job. He can't play twice a week, so he can't do a job. Manchester United play 3 times in a week. Twice a week, midday, midweek, and at the weekend. He can't do a job. Matic. I want to see if McTominay can do a job, but he's not even on the bench today. And Telles is unfortunate because I think that, look, by the time he gets fit, Luke Shaw will be back and he'll be sat on the bench again. So sometimes your career is defined by, I would say, luck. Luck. You've got to have talent, but you've got to have a bit of luck. You've got to have talent and a little bit of blooming luck. And you have got to have a bit of luck. And I think Telles hasn't had a bit of luck there, has he? I don't think Matic... I've just kicked my foot under the table. Agony. You know a wooden chair with a wooden leg? I've got nothing on my feet. And I've just clipped it with my little toe. Like a glancing clip. And it bloody hurts. Thanks, Paul H. I'm fully aware. I don't need you to update me, but thank you very much. Is Rio Ferdinand still at QPR? Doubt it. And he's definitely not. Lingard or Bruno at 10 marks is Kevin. Oh my God. Do you think I'd ever wear a Lingard t-shirt? In your bloody dreams. Bruno's number 10. God, it's like comparing a Ferrari to a go-kart. Bruno Fernandes on a different level to Jesse Lingard. People are absolutely stupid. We've got some stupid people here today. Paul H, no, thank you very much. Matthew Morelio, thank you very much. I'm shouting out the members. I can see we've got a few. If you've got a badge next to your name, you're a United Stand member. Thank you very much for joining. You can do that by clicking the join button. Smart Mark, switch it to a 4-1-2-3, says Hader. Hader, switch your face to not a stupid face. Not switching it to a 4-1-2-3-1. Swivel on it. No way, I'm not. I don't do this sort of thing. If we're going to have a bit of fun this afternoon. It's a meaningless friendly where we can get to have a look at some of these lads who may be putting themselves in the shop window. But I'm not changing the formation because until Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, what? Change the formation because of MUTV app. Swivel on it. Swivel on it. I'm not changing the bloody formation off the MUTV app. How many times have we made that mistake in the past? I'm not wasting seconds moving those things around when I don't need to do it. And I'm not convinced that Pereira won't be stood right next to Matic anyway. I guess Pogba should leave. Goretzka's a better op, says Avik. I've got to give you some updates here. To be fair to Sean, I just woke up and didn't get to watch the morning show because I'm in America. Maybe you didn't see the news. But hi, Mark, says Simon. Yeah, I'm only bantering people. None of this is real. Varane deal close according to the party pooper Simon Stone, says Ben Anderson. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to give you a bit of a Varane boost. Get ready for your boost, everybody. It's the Goldbridge boost. And this boost is what you're going to get. The boost goes a little bit like this. On Varane, the latest update of 1 million updates. Rafael Varane has rejected a new contract at Real Madrid and will refuse any further proposals. This is from J. Felix Diaz via YouTube. We all know who Jose Felix Diaz is now because I couldn't find who he was on Twitter, but he writes for Marca. So Rafael Varane has rejected a new deal and will refuse any further proposals. We know this. So we know he wants to go. But Rafael Varane is likely to join Manchester United, is from Simon Stone of the BBC. I've got to be honest here. Simon Stone's a tap-in merchant. And I don't think you'll mind me saying this because a tap-in merchant is, Gary Lineker was a tap-in merchant. He won a golden boot at a World Cup. Nothing wrong with being a tap-in merchant. A tap-in merchant in journalism means that you always get it right. You're always there to get it right at the end. And that's basically where the BBC operates. Anyway, if you're not in the UK, the BBC have to be tap-in merchants because if they get something wrong, they're going to get a lot of stick. So it's meant to be high-level journalism, really. But what it means is that they won't really say something unless they're sure. His headline was not Rafael Varane is joining Manchester United. He was talking about the wider scheme of Solskjaer getting a contract, and it's lost in that article somewhere that he says that Rafael Varane is highly likely to join Manchester United, and if Pogba stays or goes, they might get a midfielder. But it only serves the purpose of, I suppose, It only serves to serve the purpose. It only goes to serve the purpose of that Manchester. I still can't say it right. It just shows that Manchester United are very close to signing Varane, basically. Which we are. I said this morning. Amongst all the negativity, I said that we were close to signing Varane. But I have to give you the news. Got to give you the news. And the news this morning, he was training. The news is, and I'll repeat what I've said a few times here. I think Varane will join Manchester United, but when will it happen? And will United just drag it out? Shavan says, tell us about the Tellez injury. See what I did there? Tell us about the Tellez injury. You got to be fast to catch me. I'm aware of the Tellez injury. It's been confirmed by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's turned his ankle and will be out for a couple of weeks. Well, a couple of weeks' time takes us to the time when Luke Shaw's back. So Tellez could have played three more games for Manchester United. He's now injured. And look, you can probably afford to get that injury if you're Twansebi because you're going on loan anyway. You can probably afford to get that injury if you're Ghana because you're going to go on loan anyway. But you can't afford to get that injury if you are Tellez because you need to be playing games. And there's an interesting point there. Just goes to show the purpose that I'm right. I'm right because I'm right, Seb. You know why? Hello? Where have you been? Park?
Yeah, with Anna picnic.
Good stuff. Breaking news there. But it goes to serve... I'm not going to do that line again. But it just goes to show that I was right about Garner. A lot of people were saying, oh, Garner could be our CDM next season. No, he can't. I think he's got amazing potential, but he needs to go on loan next season. And that team on my left, which is the confirmed starting lineup, does not have James Garner in it. He would rather pick Pereira than pick James Garner. So that just shows you why Garner needs to go on loan. And if you're a young player at Manchester United hoping to get a future, get that future on loan. Don't wait at United for Solskjaer to give you game time, because unless you're Mason Greenwood, it ain't going to happen. Brandon Williams, Axel Twansebi, James Garner, Tahith Chong, Hannibal, whoever. If you want to play some first team football this year, Don't hang around Manchester United expecting Ollie to give it you, because he won't. He will pick Pereira over Garner. He will pick Matic over Levitt. He will do that because Ollie always goes with experience. If we finish second and win either a Carabao Cup or an FA Cup, will you consider this as a good season, says Sumya? Well, I tell you what, Sumya, I'm going to say no, because I hate that. You're basically predicting the future, and I've got to go, that's okay. I mean, what, you know, let's just not bother doing it then, Sumya. Let's not bother. We're going to finish second and win the FA Cup. Oh, whoop-de-doo. Let's get a bloody bus and have a big old party. I'm not interested in second place in the FA Cup. I mean, if we do it, I might like it, but I wouldn't want to take it straight before. Welcome to the Members Club, Jan Luke. Thank you very much. Lingard deserves a chance over Dan James at the start of the season, especially if Rashford is out. No, he doesn't, Brian. Brian, can I just tell you something, Brian? I've got a big list. Let's call it Brian's big list. How does Lingard deserve a chance over James when we've got Martial, Rashford, Bruno, Pogba, Sancho, Van der Beek, Mata, Greenwood? All 8 can play where Lingard plays, and you want Lingard to start? Come on. We've got to think with our heads. Hello, Mark. Good morning from USA. Are you still 90% on Varane? Yes, I am, Vignesh. When do you think it will get done? Don't know, Vignesh. I think Man United are just dragging this deal. Agree, Vignesh. I think we're trying to get the price down. But what might be, and Strange Danger says Brian is right, and that's good. That's the brilliant thing about this channel and community, is that I will say something and I'll disagree with it, and you might agree with it. That's the brilliance of reading the comments out. But Fred and Pereira in midfield against Leeds. Thoughts, Mark, says Mark O'Gara. Mark, I think you've just beaten Brian for Pratt comment of the day. Pereira and Fred in the bloody midfield. I'd rather start me in the midfield with Fred than Pereira. McTominay's like prime Zidane compared to Pereira. He couldn't pass a stool. I don't rate Pereira. I used to think he was going to be brilliant. I actually came out with a comment a few years ago that Andreas Pereira would be better than James Rodriguez. Actually, arguably, I might not be wrong, because James Rodriguez hasn't really set the world on fire, but that just shows you how crap Pereira is. He's not fulfilled his talent at all. I was at Old Trafford when we beat Southampton 3-2. He scored a cracking goal. But it's few and far between. He has one good game every 30. Not enough. Good luck to Bose playing in the Conference League in the Aviva on Thursday against Dude Lang. 1-0 United today, says Matthew Larn. Thank you very much. Cavani should be back training next week. But he's on a roll today. Mark with the violation, says RT Spams Gaming. I just want to make something clear though about this channel, because I think everybody who's part of it for a long time already knows this. And thanks for the super chats that people are putting in. You can do that through the $ if you want. We're also on the road to 75,000 today, so please subscribe bottom right hand corner and share the video. But I just want to say this. In my opinion, fan content, you've got to have an opinion. There's no point in me sitting here and just going, Harvey says man of the MOF so far. I don't know what that means. Or do you play FPL, says Samuel. And Ryan says, Mark, thoughts on Juniper? Doesn't exist. But the reality is, you can just read comments or you can have an opinion on comments. And that's what I try to do. But if I use Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as an example, the most important thing for me, and always has been with this channel, is that you have to get opinions out there that are not necessarily what I believe in. So when people are saying stuff that's negative about Solskjaer or Bruno, it's important to bring those chats into it. Otherwise, you don't get the whole piece of the pie. And it's all about the whole piece of the pie. You know, we don't want half of the pie. We don't want a quarter of the pie. We want to eat all the pie. And we might not like some of it, but by eating all the pie, we understand what the pie is all about. And that's what I think the United Stand community is all about. And that's why with Solskjaer, you'll get from me the negativity and the positivity, because you've got to feed everybody. I can't just feed people the positivity pie, because then the negative pie people are hungry. And hungry people get hangry. So we've got to give both pieces. And people always say, oh, how can you be Ollie in but you say negative things? Because that's the way I've always watched football. Like, so you're telling me if Ronaldo scores 2 goals for United against Liverpool and it's 2-1, but then he doesn't track back and they score because he's left the left back and they score on the back post, am I meant to go, well, Ronaldo's brilliant because he scored 2 goals? Or can I say, Ronaldo is brilliant, he scored 2 goals, but that was crap and lazy not picking up the left back? This is what people deal in absolutes. It's like something's either brilliant or it's crap. actually the truth is in between. I might not rate Scott McTominay as a CDM, but he might make a really important tackle after 80 minutes of being poor. He might make a really important tackle in the 82nd minute that saves us the game. So you've got to bring in. I don't think people are totally wrong for being Ollie out, and I don't think people are totally right for being Ollie in, even though that's where I sway at the moment. But you've got to bring it all in. Saturdays are rough with these comments, says Mario. It is a 3 p.m. kickoff. I'd love to have Lingard on my Christmas list, says Brian Gallagher. And, okay, Andy and Bruno. Lingard or Bruno, is that really a thing? Are they really comparable? Sorry, Mark, I tuned in as you said that. Hilarious. You know what, Andy and Bruno, though? Can I just drop this in here? If Lingard does stay, it shouldn't happen, but can I just say it wouldn't surprise me if Lingard stays. At some point during the season, Sky, BT, Manchester Evening News do what they did with Henderson and De Gea and start going, oh, I'm being serious, Gary. I'm being serious, Gary. I can't do Roy Keane. Oh, you're joking. You're joking. Gary Neville, you're joking. Have a day off, Gary. Have a day off. Bruno out. Lingard in. You're having a laugh. No, I can't do it. But, I wouldn't be surprised if Lingard did stay. At some point, we get that English bias of Bruno needs dropping for Lingard. We've seen it with bloody De Gea and Henderson, like I say. Do you think this season with Varane and Sancho we have a chance at a title, or do we need a couple more players to get there? Night Owl, I'll repeat what I've said many times. I'm like UK Goldbridge. If we don't get a centre defensive midfielder, I don't think it's as good as it can be. I think the summer is defined by getting a centre defensive midfielder in. If we don't get one in, it's a big weakness in a big area. I think Varane will improve us massively. I think Sancho will improve us massively. Can they make us title contenders when we don't have a holding midfielder? I don't know. That to me is the position. And look, it could be Bissouma. I'm not saying let's go and get a world class holding midfielder, but just somebody that's got the potential to build, to grow, and who can do the job. Did you watch free coaching course of Eric Ramsey on YouTube in order to understand his coaching skills, says Pratik? I did watch bits of it, but I found it a bit boring, to be honest with you. The proof's in the pudding, mate. The proof's in the pudding. I don't. If I'm going out for a meal tonight, which I am, and I'm going to order myself a sticky toffee pudding with a bit of ice cream for pudding, I don't need to be there with at the pub now watching him bake it, and I don't need to be there with him at Tesco buying the ingredients. I'm not really interested in the ingredients and the way you cook it. I'm interested in how it tastes. So I'll tell you what, Eric Ramsey, you might be really excited about his YouTube videos, but let's see if we can defend a corner or a set piece next season first. Because if we can do that, there's a massive improvement for United. Matt Hayes says, agreed, footy fans struggle to be balanced. Henderson at Liverpool, the prime example. People think he's rubbish or world class. Middle ground needed. Thank you, Matt Hayes, Tottenham blog. And Dion B73 says, sorry if you mentioned it, I just joined, but do you think this is a 4-3-3 with Matic at 6 by himself? Dion, I hope it is. Do you like Celine, Dion? Or do you like Dublin, Dion? I'm here all week. There should be another one. But Celine and Dion, Dublin. But the reality is, if Celine Dion had married Dion Dublin, she'd be called Celine Dublin. No, it doesn't work. Celine Dion Dublin. She'd have been Celine Dublin. But it doesn't work. If he'd have married her and she'd said, you're having my name, it'd be Dion. Do you like our odds to get Haaland next summer if he stays? Cautiously optimistic if we can put together a solid season, and having Sancho probably helps. Jack Edwards, I think in relation to Erling Haaland, the thing that is going to be really important there is if he how it works. I suppose the most blunt thing I'm trying to say here is that if we are to keep Erling Haaland, if we are to sign Erling Haaland, then we must resolve the Paul Pogba thing favourably. And what I mean by favourably is we're going to have to keep Mino Raiola happy, because Neville, Gary Neville's dad was called Neville, and Phil Neville's dad, and Tracy Neville's dad. I think there's only 3 of them. Neville, yeah. But what's your prediction with today's game, Marks? Is Brian Herrera. I don't really have predictions on that. I'll come back to that, Brian, because it's a good point, and I want to talk about this game. But let me just say, Erling Haaland to Manchester United, because of Sancho, because of Ollie's relationship with him, yes, lots and lots of ticks. But the big cross is Mino Raiola. What is Manchester United's relationship with Mino Raiola? Because I don't think it's very good. So I don't think we can get Erling Haaland. But if we can resolve that relationship and maybe get Pogba to stay, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a scenario then. So if Paul Pogba, and I don't think this will happen, if Paul Pogba signed a new deal at Man United, I think we'd get Erling Haaland next summer. Because that would be Pogba committing his prime last contract to Manchester United, which means Raiola would be like, well, I'm happy with Man United, let's take Erling Haaland there. I think the relationship that United have with Raiola is far more important than the relationship that Sancho and Ollie has with Haaland. What's my prediction for today's game? I don't really predict on pre-season games because we will see a lot of substitutions in the second half, as we always do. But I do find them exciting because I think it's an opportunity for people to put themselves in the shop window. Dan James, Jesse Lingard, Pelestri could be looking at a better loan than Alaves. So, there's a few opportunities. Maybe Matic is putting himself in the shop window as well. Greenwood up front, opportunity to see what he's all about. Brandon Williams, opportunity to get a loan. Twan Sebi and Mengi, we know they're going to go out on loan. Wan-Bissaka, obviously, not like that. Hi, Mark. Did you see the cracking game between Ace FC and Bayside United? A 93rd winner from Ali Russell. What an incredible player, says Vito Goodman. There you go. If we sign Haaland, where does Greenwood go, says AO. Greenwood's a generational talent. We'll always find a place for Greenwood. Genuinely, I was named after two of them as my mum likes the singer and my dad is a Villa fan. Or at least that's what I was told, says Dion B73. There you go. Who's the better Dion? Dion Dublin or Celine Dion? I'd say Celine Dion. And I'm a football fan. But I would. By the way, just as a little bit of a shout out, I've dropped the link in the video description. I'm wearing my Bruno t-shirt. We've got a wide range of merch available through the United stand now. The link is in the video description. We've got the new Sancho t-shirt. We've got Greenwood. We've got Rashford. We've got Bruno. We've got Give It, Give It, Give It. We've got green and gold. All sorts of t-shirts and hoodies. We've got hoodies you can get as well now. So links in the video description for that. Sancho on the bench or not able to be, says Sam Ameson. I tell you where, he ain't on the bench, mate. He's on the beach. He's on the beach.com. He is on the beach. He's where is Greenwood? Is he in Barbados or something, or is he in Greece? But he's not in Greece with John Travolta, but he's on holiday. He's on holiday with Marcus Rashford at the moment. What do you think is the ideal CDM for Manchester United? A ball player like Carrick or a destroyer like Kante? To be honest with you, mate, you've asked a very good question there, and I must applaud you. The purpose, the ideal midfielder for me, and I don't know what you think, so get in the chat. What would be the ideal CDM for you? Personally, I think Jorginho, Alan, someone like that would be brilliant for United. A ball-playing CDM is what we need. Somebody who doesn't necessarily tenaciously drive into tackles, but just shields the back four intelligently with their positional sense, but takes the back four and dictates the play. Hopefully Man MUTV sort their stream out this week, says Harry Greenwood. Yeah, I'm not messing around with mine at all today. Not at all. A bit of both. Yeah, or the ideal thing is somebody who can take the ball off the back four and everything. But no, I'm pretty excited and looking forward to it. So yeah, hopefully we will see United getting a centre defensive midfielder. I think that's the most important thing. Let me just come back to the chat here. I'm just conscious of the fact that I need to get a timer up and running as well. Sancho is in Greece with Maguire practicing his headering, says Kian. Just a very quick thing on that. You might be interested, you might not. Harry Maguire obviously got in trouble in Greece last year, and the case has not been heard. I was looking at it the other day, and he is going to be. It may not even get heard this year, so it's not forgotten in relation to Harry Maguire. It's still there, but you'd expect that the longer it goes on quiet, the longer hopefully you'll get away with it. Please smash a like on the video if you're watching and subscribe bottom right hand corner. We're about 5 minutes away from kickoff here, and I am just the the team on the screen is the correct team. Yes, it is. So you've got your man, what's his name? Heaton in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Mengi, Twansebi, Williams, Pereira, Matic and Lingard as the 3. And then James and Greenwood and Pellistri as the other guy. Which is interesting, you know, because I thought Dan James... Well, I suppose Wales did a bit shit, didn't they? No, did Wales got knocked out in the first group game, didn't they? So same as Portugal. So Dan James must have brought himself back a little bit earlier because Portugal... Did Portugal get knocked out the same round or did they go through? Portugal was quarter-final, wasn't it? I don't know. I might be talking out my arse there, but you know, it's known to have happened before. Sancho is in Greece. Yes, we've got that one. And thanks for the super chats. Itachi says, I think Lingard would be better for us because he keeps it simple and doesn't lose the ball as much. Oh my God. You spent money on that bloody super chat, Itachi. Better than what? Oh my God. Please don't send me into another one of these seasons. Please don't do this to me. No, I can't have a season where people start saying pick Lingard over Bruno. That would be football diarrhea. That would be vulgar. You can't do that. What is it about a British passport that makes people get... It's like a bloody boost on bloody Ultimate Team. It's like when they take someone's shit from League One and give them the same stats as Messi, you know, just for a 1 week Team of the Week. Come on. What is it about British passports that they think that it pimps their ride up to being up there with some of the best players in the world? What next? Let's sell Pogba and play McTominay at 6. Why don't we get rid of Cavani as well? We can bring in bloody Callum Wilson from Newcastle. And, you know, whilst we're at it, what's another foreign player that we've got that's really good? Well, I forgot that's about it because everyone else is British, isn't it? Will we see another attempt at Super League this coming season and how will World Cup affect next year's signings, says Nicholas Walker. Well, the World Cup's not till next Christmas, so I don't think it'll impact too much, to be honest with you. But what was the other question? I can't remember what the other question was. Yeah, the World Cup won't impact on too much. No, World Cup won't impact on impact on season like, but it won't impact too much on the actual signings next summer. I mean, hopefully we won't need to do a lot of signings next summer. Maybe we'll have to buy a striker. I think we already know we'll need a striker next year, won't we? That's for definite. We are a couple of minutes away from kickoff. I don't know what the capacity is because I don't even know how it works anymore. There's quite a lot of fans at Loftus Road, and I think it could be a sellout if it wanted to be, but it's not. Thank you, Maguire is not world class, he's bang average, says Varane. And I was thinking about the whole Jesse not wanting to be a part of a swap deal. It must be because he knows the importance of Rice at CDM, and West Ham would be very poor without Rice, says Mark Whitten. You know what? I don't think. Here's something controversial for you. I don't think West Ham will drop off just because Rice leaves. I don't think a team like West Ham, they will miss Rice, but I think if they brought somebody, if West Ham did what Leicester do and went and bought like a Samari or something, I don't think the drop off would be actually that big. But you know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. We'll see. Greeny, Rashi, and Sancho. Sanchi our front 3 next year, says Nicholas. Could be. We might go for a striker. We might not. We'll see. A couple of minutes to go to kick off. Oh, I don't know what. My phone's getting on my bloody tits. I need to get a new phone. It really gets on my nerves. There's one particular app. I have to restart my phone every time to try and get it to work. It's annoying. We'll find out if it's a 4-3-3 instead of a 4-2-3-1 in the next minute or so because the players are about to come out for the pitch. I think Mike Dean, well, it's not Mike Dean who's the ref, but it is a Premier League referee. Look at old Kieran McKenna there, stood there like a model. He's modelling the tracksuit, McKenna. Look at me. Look at me leaning up against there like I'm cool. Is it McKenna? Might be McKenna with a tan. I think it's McKenna. Yeah, it is McKenna. Here comes the players. Matic, the captain. Quite like that kit. I like that when United wear the black shorts with the black socks. I like that kit when United do that. Keep up the amazing work you do, Mark. Big up. Anything new regarding 50+1 and the case in the Parliament? Ollie and Glazer's out. Signforunited.org, says Tabraz. No, I've not heard anything in ages about what's happening with United, actually. Do you think as Ollie's have a long contract, he will use the squad better this season, says Sumya? Mate, a long contract means nothing. Itachi is smarter than this in Naruto, I swear, says Lamar. I don't think that Manchester United... I don't think a contract really makes a hell of a lot of difference, you know? If he has a bad run of games, he'll get the sack. So... You raise a good question as to whether he'll use his squad and be a bit braver now he's got a longer contract. Depends what pressure he's under. I don't think a long contract really does make a massive amount of difference to a manager. You're only as good as your last result, as they say. Super chat here. Mark, did you see Sanchez's interview? There was a clip where Ollie was rubbing Sanchez's hair and smiling while looking at his hair. Says Ronit. Well, he's excited. Ollie's excited. Karaki, I got Sanchi. He'll be very excited. We're very excited. We're all very excited. You know, I've got to be honest. I was talking about that myself today. To myself. I was that excited. I think that with regards to United and Sancho, Jadon Sancho is a Manchester United player. This is great news. Very good news. So, very excited. Chelsea pre-season is free to watch. Why would we care about Chelsea's pre-season? We're a United fan channel. I'll tell you what, everyone, let's go watch Chelsea play. The United Stand. Manchester United fan channel. That's what we're here for. That's what we're doing. So we're about to kick off here. Let's see how United get on. Score predictions in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from and your score prediction. I'm going to go with Manchester United to win this game by 3 clear goals to 0. I don't think we'll concede. Because Derby were a bit shit. QPR, similar sort of championship side, aren't they? Don't know anything about the players. Haven't even looked at the QPR lineup. Feel a bit guilty about that. If anyone knows the QPR lineup and they want to let us know. Don't know anything about them. Didn't watch the championship last year. Does Trevor Sinclair still play for them? Les Ferdinand up front? Darren Peacock at the back with the big long hair? We're off. There we go. Timer on the screen. Timer on the screen. Yeah, it's working. Below Manchester United, you can see it. Right, we're going. Meet. Let's see how United... I want to see us progress. I think our fitness levels will be a lot better today. First pre-season game against Derby last year. I expect to see our pre-season hard work that we've done this week in the gym pay off a little bit. I think Jesse will... I'll tell you what then. Let's all have a little guess. Who will be man of the match today? Because I think the man of the match will be... Lingard, because he's so good in pre-season. He's always, if you know anything about United, you'll know this, that Jesse Lingard is so naturally fit that in pre-season he's like Messi Lingard. Yeah, I'm excited to see a bit of Palestri. That's Greenwood just laying it off. Pereira, nice little flick. No, it wasn't Pereira with the flick. It was Brandon Williams. It's the 2 redheads into Jesse and he lost it. So QPR just knocking a ball down the line there, trying to pass out from the back. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. We're only 300 subscribers away from 75,000. So bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. You're very welcome on the channel. The United Stand. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. We have a morning show every morning. All the watch-alongs, match reaction where you can vote for the player ratings yourself, and we'll have that for you. Ray Wilkins is on the bench, apparently, says Dean Crockford. Yep. Rest in peace, Ray. The joke doesn't work when they're no longer with us, Dean, but you've sort of taken my joke about Les Ferdinand and Trevor Sinclair and took it to a good level, but obviously Ray is no longer with us. United player, Chelsea player, QPR player. I do remember Wilkins playing, actually. He was one of them older players who used to play for QPR. It's like, what was his name? Gordon Cowens at Aston Villa. He was about 90 when he was playing, but good player, Ray. I liked him. I liked his punditry as well, Ray Wilkins. It was very sad when he died, actually. But rest in peace, Ray. So good fast pace to the start of this game. And Lingard makes it 1-0. Easy goal. 1-0 to Manchester United there. Slipped in and he scores. And Ollie will be like, Kariki, get him on the contract, Kariki. Lovely start by Manchester United. It's an easy goal for Jesse Lingard. Who slips him in? Is it Pereira who slips him in or is it Palestri? Let's have a look. Lingard's got to stay because he scored a pre-season tap-in against the Championship side. Don't you just love our fan base? It's Palestri. It's Palestri with the assist. And it's 1-0 to Manchester United. Palestri with the assist there. And a nice, easy finish for Jesse. Let's go. Manchester United. Change the score, Goldbridge. Change the score. Goldbridge. That's what we want to do. So, Jesse with the goal. Playing off the number 10 there. It's such a dilemma. And you know what? I knew this show was going to end up being about this. It's going to be about whether we should keep Lingard or not. And I am going to be probably quite controversial here and say no, I don't. I think for me, this is a prime example why you sell the player. And I know how football works. I know how football Twitter works. I know how the media works. It's very, very in the moment. And, you know, Charlie McGowan says you've got to keep Lingard. But I'll say to you again, how do you keep look, we talk about Deadwood at the club. Lingard's not Deadwood, but he's a player you can actually sell for money. We have got Bruno Fernandes, Donny van der Beek, Jadon Sancho, Mason Greenwood, Marcus Rashford. We've got Mata and we've got Pogba. And there's somebody else as well. We've got 7 or 8 players that can play where Lingard plays. And you want to keep him as well. Like, we don't have the games for that many players. Martial can play there as well. So there's just there's so many options in that position. And I actually think it would be weak management to just keep a player because he's done well in pre-season and at West Ham. How does he fit into the team? And people say rotation. Joshua, you've got to be rotating your bloody... You've got to be rotating. I mean, what are you going to do? Against Leeds, you play Jesse. The next game, let's play Bruno. The next game, let's play Donny. The next game, let's play Mata. And then we'll go round again. You can't rotate that much. I'll wager anyone that Merson or TalkSport come out and say something akin to Lingard can be United's Bruno. Mate, I'm terrified that might actually become a thing where people say Lingard should play instead of Bruno. The British press will jump on it. I'll guarantee you. They'll love that. They will love that because there is this underlying bias towards the British players, and there always has been in the English game, to be honest with you. Get rid of Donny. I think Donny's a better player than Lingard. Sell Lingard while his stock is high, says Sebastian Bodry. Well, we'll see what happens. I think Ollie will keep him. I think Ollie's obsessed with, the United. That should be a goal, and it is a goal. It's crap defending by United, and it's 1-1. It's Charlie Austin. It's the English Lacazette. He makes it 1-1. Where is the marking there from Manchester United? All over the place. Absolutely all over the place. Watch this. Look at this. Cross comes in. Mengi's all over the shop there. Poor defending. He needs a loan. He needs a loan. That is Championship defending there. Awful. Absolutely awful. I tell you what. If that was Maguire or Lingard or Lindelof, you'd go absolutely mad. Charlie Austin. French Lacazette. Wan-Bissaka exposed again. Bring in Trippier. No, I don't agree with you there, Sebastian Bodry. I don't agree with you there. And the reason I don't agree with you is that, yeah, Wan-Bissaka could be tighter on the cross. I agree. But you've got to be marking... that's a standard cross into the box. One of the centre-backs, and Mengi's the closest, has got to be positioned better there. But exciting start, 1-1. It's only the first 8 minutes here. Very good start. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, and share the video by clicking the share button. Mark Lingard has got to go, seriously, for the better of both his career in United, if we're intending to progress and win things. What a great comment that is by Andy and Bruno, by the way. This has always been my stance with Lingard. We're talking about keeping him as a rotation player. He could be playing in the World Cup in 18 months. He was winning Premier League Player of the Month at West Ham. Why should he settle for being a bench player for United? Because that's what he's going to be. At best, he's going to be a bench player. He won't start. And if he thinks he's going to start, he's in for a shock. So I think he needs to get a move. Lovely little ball into the box by United again here, but an offside on Dan James. If any of the Premier League scouts are watching this show or match, please take Palestri on loan, says Paraz. Well, he's got a goal last week. He's got an assist this week. I mean, the interesting thing for me is that we're only 8 minutes in and you can already see that Palestri's better than Dan James. Oh, I've said it. I'm like, you know what? I wouldn't say it's the new me, but I'm just going to say what I think. And I think that's the way to be. And I will bring in other people's opinions, but I'm just going to say it how I see it. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. But I think we've already seen that Palestri's a better player than Dan James. But it'll be Palestri who gets loaned and Dan James who gets kept. Opinion on Greenwood's role next season, says Nutty. I think he'll be the rotational player with Cavani. And I think he will be probably used on the right as well. So he'll get plenty of game time. At least it makes for a good game. 1-1, 7 minutes in. Better than a boring game indeed, says Jordan Robinson. Yeah, we might be in for a real prime pre-season game here where it's like 5-5. But thanks for the super chats that are coming in. What's your thoughts on Mengi? Oh, I mean, hopefully we're not jumping on Mengi because of a mistake there. He needs to go on loan. He's never going to get any game time at United next season, so he needs to go on loan anyway. Hi, Mark from Australia. Will Sancho play first week of the Prem, says Corey. Yeah. Remind me, shot there from the edge of the box by Greenwood block. Remind me who United play the week before we play Leeds. Is it Brentford or is it Everton? I think we've got 3 Old Trafford games, haven't we, after this? We've got Old Trafford on Wednesday against Brentford, and then we've got Everton Saturday, and I think it's that's the other one. It's my birthday today, Mark. Could you call me a prat? Keep up the great work, says Craig Calamy. Craig, happy birthday. Hope you have a good day, you prat. And Worries Pogba goes. Ollie drop Bruno deep for Lingard, says Roy Law. Yeah, could be. So we've got Everton the week before we play Leeds. So I would say we will see Sancho in that game, yeah. How many games have QPR played? Does anyone know? But United passing out from the back here. I tell you one thing we haven't looked at. Are United playing a holding midfield 2? Yes, they are. So I was right. It's a holding midfield 2 again. So, I've been proven right again. I'm getting, I've had more rights than I don't know. But it's not the more attacking midfield that we would have thought from Manchester United. Pereira definitely sitting deep. It's more like a 4-4-2 what United are playing actually today when you think about it. Lingard's playing very close to Mason Greenwood. McFred is nailed on, Mark, Sebastian Bodry. Well, at the moment, I think you're probably right, Sebastian. There's been no indication in any of these games so far that we are playing one holding midfielder. Pereira is playing very, very close to Matic. Hey, Mark, I'm from Australia. I love your channel so much, man. Keep it up and go United, says Meanie. Yeah, where's everyone watching from? Let us know. And Brian Gallagher says, if Palestri is better than James and he will go on loan, then why can't Jesse play there? Where? Brian! Where is Dan James going to play for United? Nowhere. Like, there's nowhere. There's nowhere for him to play. Like, as I said, you've got Martial and Rashford for the left. You've got Cavani and Greenwood up front. you've got Sancho on the right and maybe Dan James, maybe Pellistri, maybe Ahmad. You've then got Donny and Bruno and Mata for number 10, and Mata can play off the right as well. There actually isn't a place for Dan James. We've got depth in. We haven't got a place for Jesse. We've got depth in every position. If you keep Jesse, you can't play him on the left because you've got Martial and Rashford. You can't play him on the right because you've got Sancho, Ahmad, and Mata can play there as well. You can't play him at number 10 because you've got Bruno, Van der Beek, even Pogba can play there, and Mata. This is what I mean. It's like people say, "Oh, keep him," but they're not looking at the bigger picture of depth. If we were going to sell Martial and James, then maybe you keep Lingard. But we've got too many players in those positions. I don't think people look at how many players we've got. And let's not forget Hannibal, Shoretire, Elanga, all these players. They're never going to get a look in, are they? No one ever thinks of the youth when they're saying keep James, keep Lingard, keep Mata, keep Matic. No one thinks about the young players that we've got. Thanks everyone for letting us know where you're watching from. People from Africa, Australia, Ireland, England, obviously, Azerbaijan, Malaysia, Indonesia, and massive. Yes. Thank you, everyone, for letting us know where you're watching from. Nice little switch of the play. But quite an equal game this first 15 minutes. I like the pace of it. QPR have actually moved it around quite confidently. I'll go for a goal kick. Don't stop running. It's going to go for a goal kick. Colorado. Shamone. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. We are only 200 away now. 200 away from 75,000. So please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Let's see if we can do it today. 75,000. Of course, it's 1,075,000, but 75,000 is the target today. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Dan James and McTominay give me the same vibe of why Ollie likes them, but the batteries around, put the batteries in and run around. Easy to coach and half of the table quality. Yeah, Edgar, I wouldn't disagree with what you just said there. Thanks for that super chat, Edgar. Hey, Mark, me and my girlfriend Juniper are watching, says Dylan. And I tell you what, I've got Juniper and a twin sister watching with me. It's all going on. Oh, get off. Mark, why are we... If you know, you know. You've got to watch the video I did yesterday on my channel, which is Goldbridge Reacts to Strange Addictions. Big up Juniper. Mark, why are we playing Prem teams in pre-season more so than others? Boring and don't want to give tactics away to them. I know it's COVID, but supply. Surely bring in some foreign teams or play more championship sides, says Andrew Chow. Hey, good point. Good point. I don't know what anybody else is doing for pre-season. If anyone wants to bring that into the chat, I'm sure we could debate that a little bit more. I don't know who Man City and Liverpool and everybody else is playing. Here's Wan-Bissaka. Into Greenwood. I mean, look at our number 9 here. Way out. Oh, bypassed Pereira there. QPR are actually moving the ball about a bit better than us at the moment. Any idea why Martial is not available for this game? I really think he needs the game time, says Paraz. Hopefully he'll play a bit on Wednesday. Donny and Martial have been training at Carrington, as has Dean Henderson. So those three should be back for the next game. McTominay will be back for the next game as well. So this is going to be the interesting thing over the next three. So we've got Preston, Brentford and Everton still to play. And after this game, we're going to get more and more first teamers coming back. So, you know, you look at that team now, Twansebi and Mengi will probably still be playing against Preston, but Lindelof's going to come back. The week after that, I think Maguire comes back. You know, McTominay's back, Van der Beek is back, Martial's back. So these are the lads that we need to see getting some game. Who do you think you'd beat in a boxing fight, says Aspie. Give me some names and I'll tell you. I'm not. It's too arrogant for me to just list everybody. I haven't got all day. I'm watching from Norway. Have you been to Norway, says Mark Plays. No, I haven't, but I do want to go. Andrew Green's watching from his bedroom. Here's Mason Greenwood. Nice ball out wide. Brandon Williams is slow to that. It's because he's got no left foot. You see what I mean there? You see that ball there from Greenwood out to the left back? That should be into the path of a left footer, but Brandon Williams hasn't got a left foot, so it goes past his right foot and he can't control it. Man City are playing Preston. It's because of COVID. It's ruined a lot of people's pre-season plans, let's be honest. Is QPR coming in on the attack down the left-hand side again? Stood off him. Oh, it's too easy, this. Too easy for QPR to get to the edge of our box. Very equal game at the moment. Liverpool played Mainz. There you go. Would you accept 20 million plus Delo for Trippier? Cross comes in. Good take by Heaton. It's just football. Would you take Delo? Would you accept 20 million plus Delo for the Trippier? No. No. Nice ball down the left-hand side. Meep, meep. Meep, meep. What the hell? Was that Dan James who crossed that in then? Or was it Palestri? It was Dan James, for fuck's sake. Bloody hell. I would have still said it if it was Palestri. That was a crap cross. He's in a position like that, right on the touchline, in the penalty box. The ball's screaming, cut back, cut back. What does he do? Blast it into the keeper's arms. Bloody terrible cross, Dan. Could you beat Juniper, says Kerr. Oh, wait a minute. QPR are doing quite well here. Good play down the left. Cross comes in. Heaton gets it. Yeah, that was a crap cross by Dan. Please share the video if you're watching, by the way. You can click the share button and share it on Twitter and Facebook. That'd be great. Justin Lane says Heaton's not bad. He's a run-of-the-mill Premier League goalkeeper. He's about, I don't think there's a Premier League team that would start him really anymore. But he's a decent backup keeper. Hi Mark, are you doing a watch along on the Friday, first game of the new season, Brentford versus Arsenal, says Thomas the TIE Fighter. Yeah, of course we will. Of course we will. Ow! Now I've just kicked the back of my foot on the chair. This is what happens when you wear bare feet. Ahmad's at the Olympics, yes he is. And this is QPR's first friendly, says Andre. Thank you very much for that. United on the attack here. Brandon Williams, right-footed, out to Dan James. Cuts back in. Meet. Nice little ball. Wins a corner, does he? No. No. I'm in bare feet. You don't wear bare feet. Nor says, is Dwight York the best foreign signing by United? Nor, you need to do a little bit of research on Manchester United, mate. Dwight York. Come on. Bloody hell. MUTV, I'm watching it on. CX, yeah. Put some casts on Mark, says Connor. I don't need to sync because if you look under the word Man United on my screen to my right, you'll see a timer. That's not there just because it wants to be. It's there because it's synced in with the timer on the game that I'm watching. Dwight York was a good player, but he's nowhere near. I don't think he's even in our top 10 signings outside of the UK. Remember Roy Keane is Irish as well. I mean, he's not really... Well, he's not. Ireland is not part of the UK. It's not part of Great Britain. So Roy Keane and Dennis Irwin would count as foreign signings, I presume. I'm from Norway and want shout out. Signed for United, says Tabras. There you go, Tabras. I'd keep Juniper over Dan James at this point, says Edgar. I think Dan James sometimes plays a little bit like Juniper. Juniper is an invisible girlfriend of somebody we did a video on yesterday on my channel. Hi Mark, I rarely ever see United at Old Trafford, but bought some tickets for the Leeds game as a surprise for my dad. Does this mean that we are inadvertently supporting the Glazers, says Josh. No, Josh, that's a personal choice for you. I don't see it like that. And I'm not going to tell people that they're wrong or right to do things. I think you have your own opinions on things. Nice cross by Palestri, cleared away. I know it's pre-season, but Dan James is already testing my anger levels, says Lee Taylor. Wan-Bissaka trying to do too much and forgetting the basics. I'm not going to talk about Dan James. Who wants to talk about that? But big season for Dan James. I've not bought any kit, Dom, and I've got to say I do like some of the training kits. I like the tracksuits. I normally buy myself a tracksuit top every year or so. and I normally would buy one, but it just doesn't fit right with me. And that doesn't, I'm watching MUTV, so people would say, well, you're watching MUTV, but MUTV is what, a fiver to do it. I'm not spending 60 quid on a tracksuit top. Not anymore. But that's just me personally. Everyone else can do what they want to do. Nice ball there from QPR. So we've had the 2 early goals, but nothing since. United are definitely trying to catch QPR on the break. Difficult for Ollie. To get hold of the ball. And we look more dangerous on the break again. But I suppose when you've got a midfield that consists of Pereira, you're going to struggle in that midfield a little bit. Cross comes into the box. Good defending there. I'm from Zambia. Shout out, says Chimwemwe. Ollie Championship level coach, says Sebastian Bodry. I can tell you're very happy, Sebastian, that Ollie got a new contract. We will have player ratings, so make sure if you are watching the game, make sure you're keeping an eye on performances, because there will be substitutions in the second half. But we will be able to give player ratings. So far, I think United. I don't think anyone from United stood out so far. I mean, the Lingard goal was good, and the assist by Pellistri was good. But I don't think anyone's sort of breaking a 6 or 7 at the moment, really. Pereira's not even a championship level player, is he, says Joshua Bowwater. It's such a shame about Pereira. I used to wax lyrical about Pereira. I really thought we had something exciting there. I don't know what went wrong. It's almost like the Yannisai effect, isn't it? You see this player as a young player and you think they've got so much technical ability. And then they just don't. This is why it's very hard to predict. People will do it with Shoretire, Alanga, Hannibal, Hugel. Any of those players could end up being top-class United players. But I guarantee you only one of them will be, because we see it year after year after year. This is why not every player makes it, because there's so many talented players. But for different reasons, they just don't transpire to be the level you thought they were going to be. Trade Mbappe for Pogba. Both have a year left and don't want to sign a new contract. Ollie would probably bench him, though, for Meep Meep. Yeah, I don't think Mbappe would come to Manchester United. Jesse would be the best player on our bench, should be used, says Brian Gallagher. Disagree. How can Jesse be the best player on the bench when Greenwood, Martial are probably going to be on the bench? You need to engage your brain, Brian. You're not thinking. Trade Mbappe for Pogba. We've done that one. And if Pogba leaves, Rice or Ndidi should be only legitimate replacement options. A pivot of Ndidi and Donny behind Bruno would be incredibly consistent, says Ayan. But they're not available, mate. I'm annoyed for not watching more of Ahmad, as I feel Pellistri is proper. He needs to play in the EPL to really judge him. Load in the Premier League is needed. Load in the EPL is needed, says Mohammed. I like Pellistri. Pereira is awful. Damn Meep Meep is also rubbish, says Carts. I like Pellistri. Definitely needs to go on loan. Definitely needs to go on loan. Watching from Australia, Dan James for Player of the Year, says John. Haven't really noticed Matic in this game. I don't know whether that's a good or a bad thing. I mean, you do get people saying that Matic can still do a job. I mean, I don't know. I don't know about that. Fahim, I'll have a look now. I don't know whether Matic can do a job when he can't really run a job against this sort of thing. Sorry, I'm just messaging something important. Don't understand why people are already mocking Ollie. Last year he's done a decent job, and let's see what he can do if he gets the players he wants, says Dave King. Exactly. QPR are dominating the ball, says Sebastian Bodry, and hope we can find an EPL team for Palestri. He needs EPL experience, says Vignesh. Yes, he does. And I think that if he can... to me, imagine if QPR wanted Palestri and... Ollie said, no, you're going to Alaves. That, to me, would be silly. That would be really silly, because he's going to learn so much more playing in the Championship than he ever will at Alaves. We want him to play in the Prem. I'm just having a look here at something. Somebody just told me to check it on Twitter. Reason why we don't have young superstars coming through consistently year after year is because we buy big name players, which ultimately stops the youthful talent coming through consistently, says Lucas. Mate, I can't see a path to the first team for any young player this season. I think that's a great question in itself. Do you think we will see a young player break through this year? I don't. And then therefore... I just can't see it. Hi Mark, did you see the banner PSG fans left outside, says Jack? Yeah, we spoke about it on the morning show this morning. I don't think Pogba will go to PSG. I've said it before. Right, I'm trying to get to this Madrid thing. Let me get it up. Let's have a look. I presume it's something to do with Varane. Okay, so Varane wants his future resolved quickly, but Manchester United are not in a hurry. Hence, the situation is dragging on. Well, we spoke about that this morning. That's not new. That's not new news. That's old. I spoke about that this morning. United are dragging it out because they're trying to save money. I think United are happy for this to go to the end of August, which means he won't even be in for Leeds if they can save 5 million for the Glazers. That's what I think United are doing. They're so happy with what they did with Sancho, effectively saving themselves money, that I don't think they went a whole season without Sancho to save 30 million quid. A whole season. Do you think that our board really care about getting people in for football matches? They care about getting them in at the cheapest possible price. They'll drag this Varane deal as long as it takes to get the fee that they want. Into the goalkeeper's arms. Yeah, that's regurgitation of the news advath. We spoke about that this morning. Williams, I don't think he was even looking for a pen there, to be honest. Anne Janier says that Hannibal's got a chance of breaking into the midfield. How? Tell me how Hannibal is going to break through into that midfield when we've got 8 senior pros in those positions. Mata. Is he going to pick Hannibal ahead of Mata? No. Is he going to pick him ahead of Bruno? No. Is he going to pick him ahead of Martial or Rashford or Sancho? And people want to keep Lingard as well. Got no chance. We want Glazers out. Chance ringing around QPR, says Cole Ferguson. He should be breaking through this season. I think he's good enough to break through, but I just can't see a young player breaking through. And the interesting thing is, if no young player breaks through this season, is QPR, lots of space, cross comes in, Williams does well on the back post. Corner. But But yeah, if no young player breaks through this season, then you've got to start saying, is Ollie good at developing the youth? Which I've always said, as somebody who likes Ollie, I've always said, is he good at developing the youth? How many young players does Solskjaer actually use? He gives a lot of people a debut, but he doesn't consistently use them. Apart from Greenwood, who I think anybody would use. Aaron Wan-Bissaka's looking tired, says Nathan. Lard, if we don't get a right back, says FM John. Again, he won't use it. He won't use Ethan Laird. He won't use him. He won't use Ethan Laird. He won't use him. He's another young player and he won't use him. The Irish Aussie says it's the first time in 9 years we've conceded to QPR. These don't stay on your record. These are like fantasy driving points. They don't stay on your record. You know, the goals don't count either. They're not. It's not a competitive match. I could go on that pitch and score a hat-trick. I won't have scored an official hat-trick for Man United. It's a pre-season game. Front Post Football says, couldn't a young player break through in the cup games? I disagree, mate. I do. Like, surely in the Carabao Cup, that's where we're going to pick Mata. That's where we're going to pick Dan James. That's where we're going to play Lingard. That's where we're going to play maybe a Martial or a Greenwood, because they're not going to get to start in the Prem. So I don't think we will see many young players in the Carabao Cup. Yeah, if Pele was playing, these would all count. Pele's goals count when he's playing FIFA. QPR been the better team for 35 minutes, really, apart from that first couple of minutes when we scored with Lingard. Craig Morant says, I know it's only a friendly, but I would already sub Andreas Pereira. Yeah, I mean, I think I've said it before. What level is Andreas Pereira? And as I say, like, I'm only ever going to be honest. I'm only ever going to give my opinion. He was a player that I thought was going to work out really well. And I think sometimes those players irritate you more when you thought you saw something in them and they don't deliver. I don't think Andreas Pereira is a Premier League player. But I think we've created a Premier League player with the contract that we gave him, that he actually... And there are players like this. They play at a level that's too good for them. Because he's at United and because he had a good reputation, I think he'll establish himself for the rest of his career as a higher level player than he actually is. I don't think he's a Premier League player. I don't think he could play for West Brom. I don't think he could play for... Well, West Brom aren't even in the Prem, are they? But I don't think he could play for Villa, Southampton, Brentford. I don't think he'd be good enough. I think he's a Championship player. Mark, I agree with you. Ollie doesn't use the youth. He wants to use older experienced players. Young players won't be used as much this season, says Vignesh. Hey Mark, are we sure we've got the right flag for Pereira, says History. And I know it's pre-season, but I'm seeing the same crap football. Thought we were supposed to be working on tactics. No excuse for Ollie, says United Channel. And Reason Glazers bought Sancho's because they want to win over the fans. Oh, yes, Sam, 100%. I don't think any fan is stupid about that. I think we all know that. Pereira should go to Serie A and join Mourinho, says Vignesh. But do you think he's good enough? Pereira is looking like League One, says Eriski. It's a free kick to QPR here for them to whiz one into the box. Very equal game so far. Cross comes in, headed in, and Heaton gets it. Ollie is under so much pressure to win a trophy, he won't experiment and risk his chances of winning it by playing the youth this season. Good point. What a good point that is by SR as well. Why would Ollie look to, play the youth in the Carabao Cup when he needs to win a trophy? We're 50 subscribers away from 75,000, so please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner to click and subscribe. You're very welcome to the United Stand community. And make sure you are tuning in. We are live every morning at 10 o'clock and 8 o'clock at night. Jignesh, I'm not checking this Madrid update because if you actually watch the United Stand, we had that update at 10:30 this morning. They're tweeting it out at 3:30. So we gave that update on the United stand this morning. So stop living your life through Twitter accounts that are repeating something that's already out there. If it's something new, we'll discuss it. But I know that update. It's the update I mentioned at 10:30 this morning on the transfer show, that Spanish sources say that Varane wants the deal done quickly, but United are in no hurry. That's the one you're talking about. It's not breaking new news. It's about 7 hours old. Mark, as long as he stays out of this United team, says Vignesh about Pereira. QPR with another cross, another corner here. United not really getting on the ball. I can't get out at the moment, United. They're like the dwarves of Moria. And here's QPR into the box. It's a terrible cross. Williams will get rid of that. But it's not been great by United. I tell you, I'm just going to tweet that. We'll probably end up winning this game, but the better team is definitely QPR. Just so much better on the ball. Passing's. I mean, this is the thing for me though. You know, I don't watch Championship football, and it's always surprising when you watch a. I mean, Vignesh says QPR are pinning us back. Hit on the break FC, says Vignesh. And Mihirware says, I'm wary of Varane deal conveniently dragging so we run out of time to sign a DM. Yet people think Murtar and Fletcher are on a madness. Yeah, we're not on a madness yet, Mihir. Then again, I suppose when you look at it pragmatically, why would we be passing them off the park with Pereira in the midfield, Dan James on the wing, you know, Lingard's at 10, Matic in the midfield? I mean, you know, sometimes I think we overreact. It's the players he's got available are just not good enough, are they? Lingard would be playing better if he had a decent midfield behind him. I mean, I guarantee if we had like Pogba and Fred playing, we'd be winning this game 3-0. There's a long ball there. And Heaton's onto it. Yeah, somebody just said it there. Six Figures just said there. In fairness, this is a Championship level United side. And it is. I know it's got some good players in it, but it lacks leaders. United stand logo tattoo if we win the league, says Matthew Taylor. I've got no tattoos, so you can do it. But Chris Grathwell, who's one of our members, makes a very good point. Wait a minute. Palestri, shot, goes. QPR will clear that, I think. What Chris basically said is, why are these players still here then and getting re-signed? No, he doesn't get that out when he decides to keep these players. Good point. You know, why are they at the club? Twan Sebi's played quite well, I agree. I agree with you, Alexander L. I think Twan Sebi's looked steady. I agree. I'd expect more from Dan James. What do you think is Fred's level? Premier League or Championship, says Amma? No, I think Fred's a Premier League player. Yeah, I think Fred is a Premier League player. One of their centre-backs looks like they ordered McTominay from Wish, says Delicate Official. I know who you mean. And Matic is definitely not going to be able to play twice a week. He looks tired already. Champions League and Premier League is impossible for him, says Sarab. I was just about to tweet that, actually. It's another chance for QPR to whiz a cross in here. It's scary to imagine that some of these players were regulars, says Sorab. Cross comes in. United clear it. I don't know how well QPR will do next season, Dennis Perkins. The Championship is a league I don't really pay any attention to anymore. I probably will pay a bit more attention to it if some United players go on loan to it. But I know Chong's going to Birmingham. I'd like to see a few more going there as well. Not Birmingham, but to the Championship. I'm sure Mengi will probably go to Derby again. But it's a very competitive league, isn't it, the Championship? Good attendances as well. Ooh. God, it's making me yawn. That's not a good sign, Ollie. I'm backing you and you're putting us to sleep, man. Counter-attacking 4-2-3-1, basically. That's what we've seen today. Minute and a half to go to half-time. Who's on the bench, Mark? McTominay and Tellez are not on the bench, so it's basically young players apart from Mata. I think Mata's the only senior player on the bench, isn't he? The rest is like Alanga, Sharatire, Hannibal, Garner, Levitt. I think Mata's the only experienced player we've got on the bench. Hugo's on the bench yet. Different type of game for Palestri today. Just can't get on the ball. Another free kick here. And it's a free kick to United. I'm excited to see Martial next season, yes. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. We're very close to 75,000. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. And that's a terrible ball again. And it ends with a throw-in. Scrappy! Scrappy-doo! Let me at him! Let me at him! Scrappy-doo football from Manchester United. You'd expect it pre-season, but I mean, look, I think the sad thing about this team is that when I looked at the team last week, I was like, oh, there's some exciting players here with an opportunity. Today, I just feel it's a bit lethargic. I think we're a bit lethargic today, and I look forward to getting some of the better players back because it has been quite lethargic so far. And that's it. He's blown up for half time. So let's get your thoughts on that half and have a bit of a chat. I hope everyone who's gone down there is having a few beers because you're going to need it. You want to make that trip worthwhile down London. Let's get that out. But my thoughts on that is that first and foremost, it's pre-season. It's a pre-season game, so you've got to remember that first of all. It's a pre-season game. The second thing I would say from a tactical point of view, because I'm always interested in that, is that again we're playing the same as we did last season. There's no, I don't know where all this has come from that we're going to play a more attacking 4-3-3 with one holding midfielder and we're going to press and move the ball quicker. That to me could have been 75% of our performances last season. A back six and counter-attacking and a slow tempo on the ball. So whether that's intentional, Vignesh says it's a lethargic half and a typical pre-season game, and I think that's absolutely right. But whether it's intentional or not, it's a very similar layout to the way that we played last season. Matic would be perfect if he was 5 years younger, not scared to pass the ball forward and play at six by himself, exactly what we've been looking for. But yes, Michelle, we're not doing that today. We're not playing with one, are we? Pereira's very close to him. The only reason we could tolerate not getting Sancho last year was the class that Greenwood brought down the right wing. We can't wait another season for a centre-back, says Dawell. So, look, it's pre-season. I wouldn't read too much into it. QPR have been the better side. There's no doubt about that. I don't know whether it is their first game of the pre-season or not, but they look a lot sharper. Whether they're coached better or what, I'm not getting into that, but they're moving the ball a lot quicker. And there's clearly There's a clear vision in the way that QPR want to play, and that's obviously coming from their coach because their players are replicating that on the pitch. They're moving, passing, one-touch, high-tempo football, and they've carved us open a few times to get the ball wide for crosses. They haven't created many chances, so I think Twansebi has been decent for United. I thought Palestri and Lingard started off very well. It was an assist by Palestri and a good finish by Lingard one-on-one. But since that, even they've gone quiet. Dan James has been, like Juniper, invisible. Greenwood's been very, very quiet. Pereira's been poor. Matic has tried, but he just doesn't look like he's got the legs anymore. Wan-Bissaka's getting double-teamed a lot. And Williams looks out of position because he's very right-footed. So you can sort of see why United have struggled. There's a lot of square pegs in round holes for different reasons there. And sometimes those square pegs in round holes are because they're not good enough. And I think there are a few players on that pitch that are not good enough. I'd be quite excited to see Garner, Levitt, Hugill, Alanga, Shoretire, Hannibal. I'd be quite excited to see some of those players come on and see if they can do better than some of those players. I mean, we're going to see Mata off the bench at some point. We should still be able to play good football with those group of players. That's what real coaching is. No excuses for playing crap against QPR. Says Vader is dead. And, I don't disagree with you I don't disagree with you on that one. I think the football has been a bit bland again. It's been a bit slow. We've not really got flowing at all. And you'd expect a little bit better than that. As I used to say a long time ago under Mourinho, when people used to defend the style of football under Mourinho, I used to say, look, at the end of the day, I've seen teams playing in local leagues. I've seen teams playing in the National League who play good football because they're coached to play good football. What are the principles of Manchester United Football Club? What is it we're trying to do? We're trying to hit a ball on the break to use our quick players? Are we trying to pass through the lines? Are we trying to play one-touch football, or are we playing slow tempo, high tempo? Is it organised, pragmatic counter-attacking, or is it pressing high up the pitch, high tempo football? I don't know. For me, if I was a guessing person, I would say that we still look very similar to last season, where we're trying to be well organised and then hurt teams on the break. But if that's the plan for next season, I think we'll have a very similar season to last season, where we comfortably get top 4, but we won't comfortably get in a title race. But we need the better players back. I think that's very, very clear. And let's not talk about tactics for the moment. Let's talk about the quality of the players in that team. Heaton, I mean, whatever, he's a goalkeeper. Does it really matter? Wan-Bissaka still doesn't look totally confident. He's getting double teamed a lot. Twansebi's looks steady. Mengi looks like he needs a loan. Williams looks like he needs a loan. Pereira looks like he needs to find out what he is. Matic looks like he's heading towards Serie A, which is where he should go. He's not up to the pace of this game anymore. Lingard, we've not seen enough of him. Palestri, we've not seen enough of him. Dan James, we should have seen more of him, and when we have seen him, his decision-making's been bad again. And Greenwood, again, we've not seen enough of him. Mark, do a keep, sell, loan of all the squad at United? I know all my super chats are about selling players, but Dan James, Pereira wind me up, says Ramnish. Well, I would sell both of those players if I could. Mark, if we were to bring in a proper holding midfielder, would you want us to stick to the current formation, or would you like to see any changes? Says Tapa Brata. I'd like to see us just playing one holding midfielder, and, the Pereira role is given license to push forward more. If United don't want to sell Lingard, surely you agree he must be given a chance. Did anyone else on our bench win Player of the Month last season, says Brian Gallagher. Brian Gallagher is obviously just Jesse Lingard's biggest fan. He can't shut up about him. Brian, for me, Jesse won't even be on the bench next year, but this is only my opinion, because if we've got the 11 I think we're going to have, which will be De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Maguire, Shaw, Fred, Pogba, Bruno, and then you've got probably Rashford, Cavani, Sancho. My bench of 7 players is then going to be Henderson, Lindelof, Telles, McTominay and Van der Beek. That's 5. And then Greenwood and Martial. That's 7. And there's still a few players that aren't even on the bench there that probably should be. People like Mata, Matic. So, I don't have a place for Jesse. Not because he's not a decent player, but because I think we've got better. What I've seen so far is players that need to be sold or loaned. Wan-Bissaka looks so tired. James can't find a cross. Bring on the second half, says Tom O'Duff. And welcome to the Members Club, Beryl Briscoe. Yeah, thank you for joining. If you are a member, you'll see people who are members with their badge next to the name, like Luke82. He says Ollie, Carrick, Phelan, McKenna, Dempsey, out. It's only pre-season. I don't know whether we get 9 subs next season. Dan James is trending. It won't be for good reasons. Mark, pre-season or not, it's the same old start okay for 10 minutes or so, then pragmatic football. Is Woodward watching? This isn't attacking football in tradition of Manchester United, says Andy and Bruno. Mate, it doesn't matter whether Ed Woodward's watching or not. He doesn't know what football is. Doesn't know what football is. Al James says he's the best member. Don't get into arguments. Amit says welcome to Beryl, who's a member as well. Michael McGarry, why can't we just support our team? I mean, you know what, Michael? I think everybody supports the team. I don't think people don't support the team. I know you all get pissed off with the way each other supports the team. Everybody wants what's best for the team. Some people just don't think some of the things that are happening with the team at the moment are the right thing that needs to happen. And some people think, let's be patient. This is the second team and some under 23 players and is pre-season. Stop complaining and just enjoy the youth, says Loyalty and Royalty. What youth? What youth? Yeah, seriously, what youth? Heaton's not youth. Wan-Bissaka's not youth. Brandon Williams isn't really youth anymore. You know, he's been at the club for a couple of years around the first team. Mengi's youth. Twansebi's not really youth anymore either. Matic is not youth. Pereira's not youth. Lingard's not youth. James isn't youth. Palestri we brought in, and Greenwood's not really youth anymore, even though he's a teenager. You know what I mean? I think a youth player is someone like Hugill or Shuritire, you know, who's not established themselves. Everybody apart from Mengi is really an established United squad player. Williams is an established player. He's been part of the first team for about 2 years now. Greenwood even longer. So the second half will be the youth. Mark O says Twansebi is 1000% the youth. No, you're not listening to what I'm saying. Again, this is what I mean. It's Saturday stupid people, isn't it? Are we going to call Jesse Lingard youth because he used to be part of the youth? Well, technically, yeah, but you know, you're not a youth player when you're an established first team player. That you can't be a youth player and a first team player. That's the whole point of having a youth team and a first team, right? Brandon Williams is not youth. He's been part of this first team for 2 years. Mason Greenwood is no longer youth. He's been part of this first team for 3 years. Axel Twansebi is no longer youth. He's been part of this first team for 3 years. He was playing for Man United against Arsenal under Jose Mourinho before we won the Europa League. That was, how many years ago is that? 3, 4 years? You can't be a youth player anymore when you're a big part of the first team. So they're not youth. Youth is Shuritire, Hannibal, Alanga, Hugill. Though they're youth players because they play with the under-23s and the youth. They're not established first team players. There's steps to take. Youth players are people who are youth players. When you get to be part of the first team and you establish yourself, you're not a youth player anymore. You're a first team player. Why do so many... I'm not going to read that. Wesley says he's frustrated with Dan James and Williams. Well, I think there's a contrast there for me. Brandon needs to go on loan, 100%. He's never going to get the run of games he needs at United to really find out how good he is. And maybe he's never going to be good enough, but maybe needs a run of games. And I've said this before about Fred, and the same with Donny and Twansebi. They need games. Twansebi needs to go because he can't get the games. So, but Dan James, 15 million from Swansea, was well worth the risk. And the risk just hasn't worked out, has it? And I don't think it's ever going to work out. So I would sell Dan James if anyone wants him. And again, apparently 3 or 4 teams do want him. If we buy under 19s, guess we have to treat them as youth players until they break into the first team many times, says Lynn. Well, Lynn, I mean, I don't class Ahmad and Palestri as youth because we bought them for good money. So I always think I class youth players as players who come through the youth system and have not established themselves in the first team. But I suppose it's the same as world class. You know, some people want 90 players to be classed as world class. I think if you're world class, there's got to be a cut off. I think you should only have about 20, 30 world class players at one time. White Owl says Palestri is youth, to be honest. I can see why you think that. I don't agree. Just like saying Mbappe is a youth player because he's a young, says King Felix. Yeah. Well, yeah, Wayne Rooney wasn't a youth player when we bought him. How old was Rooney when he came to United? Was he 18? Went straight into the first team. He wasn't a youth player, was he? But look, you know, there's cases in point. Thoughts on Christian Romero? I wish I'd stopped being asked about Christian Romero. Can I tell you what my thoughts on Christian Romero are? Couldn't give a toss. He's not coming to United. No interest in him. Don't want him at United. There's my thoughts, honestly. This is a good run out ahead of Leeds game. QPR are very well drilled and a week ahead of us, says Michael McGarry. Yeah, but Michael, how many of these players are going to play against Leeds? Arguably none. Maybe 2. Wan-Bissaka and Greenwood. But arguably none of these players will play against Leeds. But, on the other hand, you know, as we've seen, match fitness is very important. Thoughts on Kimmich, says William. I think he'd revolutionise Manchester United. But he won't come. He won't come, unfortunately. I've just had James Alcott message me, actually. He's a QPR fan. I'm just going to say, you're doing well. I could have messaged him about QPR. He would have told us all about it. But they're doing well. Hi, Mark. What do you think of the game? Says Gaurav. I mean, it's a pre-season game. I don't want to... It's not breaking news. It's a pre-season game, isn't it? And there's some substitutes going to be made here. Juan Mata's coming on. Grant's coming on. And I think Alanga's coming on as well. So let's have a look. James Garner's coming on. Well, I'm all for this. I'm all for this. I'm all for the changes. Goldometer, does it really matter? So let's just see what's going to happen here second half. Grant's coming on. I don't know whether I've got a Grant. I mean, what's the bloody point? This is the funny side of pre-season, though, isn't it? This is the irrelevant side of pre-season. There is nothing other than fairness to gain from this. You know, giving Granty a run out. As RB says, it's a total waste of space. May as well put me in goal. Like, really. But he's a hero. Thoughts on Mullen to Wrexham, says Ben Bradford. Don't know anything about that. Are they splashing the cash now, Wrexham, now they've been taken over by Hollywood stars? Apparently Garner's only got a year left on his contract. Should we be worried, says DeWick. No, he'll sign. He'll sign. It's got to be Garner for Pereira, says JD. I'm just waiting to see what the changes are going to be. Juan Mata's coming on. At least we might move the ball a bit better. If Wrexham have got any money, if you're one of them superstar Hollywood people who don't know anything about football, who've bought Wrexham, well, hopefully they don't know anything about football. The one sign you need to make is Phil Jones. Jones for the Welsh, and he is one of the best up-and-coming centre-backs you can buy. If you gave United 10 million for Phil Jones, it would be the signing of the summer. And in a couple of years, you'll be so happy. Yeah, pre-season. Let's have a look. So Pereira has come out second half. Matic has come off. He's kept Pereira on. Bloody hell. Matic is off. Thoughts on Kovacic? Take him at United, says Josu Acevez. So Dan James has played 45 minutes. And Alanga's coming on. Mata must be coming on for Pereira and Garner's coming on for Matic. That must be what I think. I just need to confirm that. So, yeah, Garner is on. Let's just have a quick look at the start of this second half. Get the team news up for you. So, Garner's on. Pereira. Opportunity for Garner, though. Mata for Pelestri. And Alanga for James. Pereira talking to Mata like he knows ball. Oh, poor old Pereira. I say poor old Pereira. He's earning tens of thousands of pounds a week. Poor old Pereira, my arse. You're wearing a Man United. You know, I think people... That's one thing that annoys me as well. It's almost like you can't be critical of people wearing a Manchester United shirt. Do they not realise how fortunate they are to be wearing that shirt? I never got to wear it. You never got to wear it. It's a bloody privilege. It's a privileged position to wear a Manchester United shirt. If they don't wear it in the way that they should wear it, I'm all for what Roy Keane and Scholes and everyone else says. It's a privilege to wear a shirt like that. If you're not good enough to wear it, what should we say? Oh, well, they're trying. They are trying. They're trying with bloody patience. Right, let me change this team then. So, we've got players. We got no more. Who's come off? So Mengi's still on. Matic is off. Mason's still on. Dan James is off. And Palestri is off. I can't find him. Facundo Palestri is off. So we've got one Mata on. Let's move Mata over to there. We've got Jimmy Garner and Alanga on. And where's Alanga? On the left there. Hello everybody, I'll be here for the match reaction afterwards. Go back to Mark in the main room. There we go. So that's your team at the moment. Hi Mark, I think... Oh! No, nothing. Alanga was through. Keeper clashed with him, but the keeper says the ref says play on. Hi Mark, I think we will finish third with win the FA Cup and get knocked out in the semi-finals of the Champions League. But I mean, that's not a terrible season on paper, is it? Semi-finals of the Champions League. Pretty good. So let's see if we see a different United in the second half, i.e. can United change? And start attacking a little bit more here. Still QPR on the ball. Still a holding two. Pereira's playing very close to Garner. In fact, Pereira's sort of taken the Matic role on the left-hand side of the midfield now. I'll change that for you just so you can see the change in the way that we're actually playing. So Pereira is coming across to here. And Garner is coming across to here. That's how we're lining up at the moment. And Lee Grant's on. Yeah, I can't be on. I don't think I've got all of them. I don't know whether I've got Lee Grant's. Hopefully I haven't. Oh, I have. Sorry. I have got Lee Grant. That's depressing. We've got Lee Grant in goal. Mark, a question out of context. Will you have Ander Herrera in the current squad? In which role? I used to love him when he was our player, says Pratt. Hey, mate, if we had Ander Herrera, he'd be our best holding midfielder. Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. Oh, I've put Levitt instead of Garner, sorry. What? Oh, no, I've named them wrong on the thing, that's why. My bad. So, United just knocking the ball about slowly as per usual. Everyone take a couple of touches before you pass the ball. Yeah. Always take a touch. Always take a touch. No one ever wants to hit it first time, do they? That's going out for a goal kick, surely. Oh no, he's kept it in. He's kept it in there. He's kept it in. Mark, if we get a penalty in the Champions League final and you could choose any player in history of United to take it, who would you pick? Well, I definitely have Bruno in the conversation. I think Cantona was good at penalties as well. I don't really remember Ronaldo taking penalties for United, but he probably did. Sloppy in possession again, United here. Brandon Williams has got to work back hard. He's done well there. I just like the way Cantona and Bruno take penalties. They're just very calm. Dennis Irwin was good on penalties as well, yeah. Owen Hargreaves could take a good penalty as well. But no, I think I'd go Cantona or Bruno for me. They're just a bit like Jorginho, you know, you just never feel they're going to miss. And I know Jorginho did miss. People always miss. Mark, where would you play Juniper if she was on, says Cliff? Well, she'd do a better job than some of this lot at the moment, I tell you. Just need to up the tempo a little bit. See, everyone takes a touch. Like the ball, you know, if you just follow the ball. Oh, here we go. First time. It's got to be a goal. Oh, no. Cut it back. Oh, he's offside. What did we do there? Langer to Greenwood. It was offside anyway, but it should have been. It should have been. It should have been one. He's miles off, that's why. Good ball by Jesse. And Langer just got the weight of the pass to Greenwood wrong, but they were offside anyway. I'm not convinced Langer was off. I think Greenwood was off. I think if that was in the Prem, that might have been a goal. Well, it wouldn't have been a goal because we messed it up. Harry Maguire, says Chris Lockett, on penalties. Juniper as a false 9 would be quite good, Kieran, yes. It doesn't matter. Story of the team lacking pace, says JD. Oh, it's 2-1. I don't believe it. I'm typing a tweet. Cross shot. Wan-Bissaka on the back post again. Oh, God. Wan-Bissaka's going to get pelters here. Cross comes in. Not closing down well enough. Wan-Bissaka's lost his man on the back post. He's going to get pelters. He's going to get pelters. Another OG for Twan Sebi, but it's not really about that. It's about poor marking. Wan-Bissaka on the back post again. Two-1 to QPR. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Can't say it's not been deserved by QPR though, can you? You can't. They've been the better team for a large portion of this game so far, and now they lead 2-1. United, creativity, nothing. Very, very little. And QPR are looking good. Into the box. What are we doing here? It's going to whip that, surely. No. Look at the confidence on the ball of QPR. Mark, you are perfect for a role in Vixen and movies. You should give it a try, says Booby. I don't know what that is. And Bissaka at the back post sounds familiar, Mark. His positional sense needs to be worked on. Dragged in again. Yeah, I mean, look. I really do think that the jury is out, Vignesh. And we've spoken about it so many times on this channel. But the jury is out, isn't it? As to whether this is a positional thing through tactics or it's a Wan-Bissaka thing where he just loses the back post all the time. It's hard to be definitive. People will say, oh, it's definitely Wan-Bissaka. It could easily be, we do tell our fullbacks to tuck in a bit. But, yeah, this is a championship side. Told you about Bissaka, says Sebastian Bodry. QPR are comfortable here, though. Just not creating anything. You know, and you know, here's a question for you then. Here's a question for everybody. If Lingard's so great, why can't he get hold of this game? Why can't he get hold of this game? Why can't Pereira get hold of this game? Why can't Williams replicate even half of what Luke Shaw does? You know, these players, this is QPR. This is not Man City. If it was Man City, I'd be more forgiving. But this is QPR. We should be able... And I don't expect us to beat QPR, but we should be able to give them a bloody game. Thoughts on Twansebi? I'm not sure he's good enough, says Ben Anderson. But it is pre-season, you know. I'm not gonna go to town on individuals in a pre-season game. But I will go to town on the fact that I'd expect a United 11 to be doing a little bit better than this. For me, it's the overall cohesiveness of the team, and the, you know, we should be creating chances. Welcome to the Members Club, Aran. Juniper at right back. If you know, you know, says Craig Taplin. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Make sure you subscribe. We're certainly in for an interesting 35 minutes here. Jordan says rude on penalties. Thanks, Jordan. Josh Nuts, thank you very much for the subscription, for joining the Members Club. You can do that by clicking the join button. Here's Pereira. He's got a good right foot. What's he going to do with it? Oh, keeper spilt it. It was a decent shot. Why is Mata playing on the wing again? He's got no pace. Mate, Salah, Ahmed, can I just stand up and applaud you? Why do you put a 49-year-old Juan Mata on the wing? Never going to understand it. You'd be better off putting Jesse on the wing. That's a decent cross. Come on, leap. Like a salmon. No. Once again, it defects off of Twansebi. Coincidences. Hey, mate, you know, deflections are deflections. You know, I don't think Twansebi's done anything wrong. He probably could have been a little bit tighter to his man, but, you know. Mark, these are some of the players we hope to come on during the season and change the dynamic of the game so far. They don't fill me with confidence, says Vignesh. No, I agree. Have you seen how many times Aaron Wan-Bissaka has gone to ground in his game alone? Back 5? I don't think so. But they are, you're right. The thing about most of these players are that they are the supposed senior backup players. Three, 1, every time I look at the screen. What the hell? He runs off Pereira. Oh, Pereira. Grant's crapping goal, as we know. I could have saved that. That's all. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. Manchester United, 3-1 down. He runs off Pereira like rain down a window. It's too easy. And it's 3-1. And it's Odubajo. Oh, just unbelievable. Unbelievable stuff, that. I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to stop not looking at the screen now. It's only a friendly, you've got to chill out a little bit, but we've... Yes and no. Look, this is not... If this was the real league game, I think we'd be losing our shit. But my point, my real point here is, we've been absolutely bantered by QPR. And I give respect to QPR. They've played better football. They've been more energetic. They've absolutely played us off the park. And they've made us look really... Oh, my life! It's 4-1! Oh, my God! This is a joke! This is a bloody joke! 4-1 QPR. I can't believe it. I want to laugh. They've absolutely battered us. They're absolutely battering us. Look at Williams here. Oh, my God. Unbelievable. That midfield is dead. It's wide open. Get Juniper on. Get Juniper on. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. I do not know what to say. It's only pre-season. It's only pre-season, everybody. That's the real quiz. It's only pre-season. It doesn't really matter. But I tell you what, if I was a QPR fan, I'd be like, you know what? I'm excited for next season. Because, we can all hide behind it's only pre-season. But I was going to say this anyway. Oh, it's only pre-season. It's only pre-season. They've played really good football. Really good football. And these United players, these are the players that are our backup players. Mata, Williams, Pereira, Matic, Lingard, Dan James. These are backup players. They ain't good enough. They're not good enough. Simple as that. The football's not been good enough, and some of these players aren't good enough. To me, you can't say United are in the mud because, where's Harry Maguire? Where's Luke Shaw? Where's Bruno? Where's Sancho? Where's Rashford? This isn't our first team, but this is our Deadwood. And this is what we've been talking about at this club for probably 8 years. We don't clear the crap. And I'm not talking about Garner. I'm talking about Pereira and Dan James and, Lingard and Mata and Matic. These players are senior pros. Garner's not a senior pro. Mengi and Twansebi and Williams, they're not senior pros really. But there are senior pros there that are getting balled off the park by QPR players. And yet Ollie will come out and go, I've got a great squad, Karaki. I've got so much experience. It's Deadwood. It's not experience, it's Deadwood. Mata's come on at half-time. He's done sod all. Lingard's been quiet apart from the one-on-one. Matic was dreadful. Pereira's awful. Dan James was awful. These are senior pros. There's 5 players there, probably on well over £500,000 a week. And they can't turn it on at Loftus Roads against QPR. Same day as Ollie's contract to Sebastian. Yeah, well, I think Varane is probably unpacking his bags in Madrid now, says Jay London. Embarrassing, says Vignesh. Mark, we look terrible at the back. They have played the better football for 60 minutes. We're being bantered. Yeah, and look, that's one thing I think you can talk about. That it doesn't matter who's in the United shirt. Where's this? Ed Woodward looks a twat. What did he say? In the traditions of Manchester United's attacking football. All I've seen tonight is a pimped up Stoke under Pulis. The football's been dreadful this afternoon. We can't string 2 passes together. QPR's football has been unbelievable. It's like watching bloody Pep's Barcelona. They're absolutely passing us off the park. I don't care about losing. It doesn't matter. But what I do care about is where's the shape? Where's the passing? Where's the fluidity? Where's the tempo? Where's the chemistry? It's non-existent. And look, this means nothing in the wider context of Manchester United's Premier League season. It doesn't mean anything. But if you are a United fan who wants to bury your head up your arse and say, it's only pre-season, we're playing a 4-2-3-1 again. We're playing everybody pass the ball, take a touch and pass it sideways. There's no dynamism in the way that we move the ball. There's no tempo. Everyone holds on to the ball and then, I would say on average, every United player, when they receive the ball, keeps it for at least 2 seconds. That's a second too long. It should be bang, 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 like QPR have been playing, like teams like Brighton play. I'm not even talking about Man City and Chelsea. Let's talk about QPR. Let's talk about Brighton. They get the ball and it's gone within a second. Even if they take a touch, it's control, bang, go, 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 high tempo, high tempo, high tempo. United just play, we play so slow, and that does come from the coaching. They've got to up the tempo. Why do we play such slow, pragmatic football? I know we're not fit. I know it's pre-season, and I know none of these players will be playing for United next season. But we should still have a rhythm and a style of play. And today it's been totally lacking. I don't know what the style is. But people don't want to listen to that. They just want to say it's only pre-season. It's only pre-season if we play well and we get beat 4-1 and we see something. But it's worrying. The result doesn't matter. The result, it really doesn't matter. And the individual performances, I suppose they do matter in relation to their future at the club. But what really matters is that we've spent 65 minutes watching a Manchester United side, play with no rhythm, no identity, and that's worrying. It is. Get rid of Ollie for God's sake. I know, you can't have Ollie out because you're losing a pre-season game. I refuse to take it to that level. I think that's childish. But what I will say is that where is the identity? Ollie's at the wheel. Unfortunately, the wheel isn't attached to the car, says Sam Aimson. And we will get better with all the players that we've got to come back. But this is a surprising result. It really is. Huge reflection on the coaching staff, says WS Keyser. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. James says, your kids are so off the pace. But yeah, but the trouble is, James, not most of our players are not kids. Is United on the attack, and he's offside. Okay. You're completely right. It's embarrassing. So glad this is a friendly. Also, thank you for your content. I watch every day, even if I can't make the live show, says Jay London. Thank you for the super chat, Jay. Zach says it's pre-season. Most of these players aren't even our second starting 11. You know, Zach, I totally agree with you, and you're absolutely right. But I'm not even playing devil's advocate. I'm going to give you my opinion here. You can hide behind it being pre-season as much as you like, and you're absolutely spot on about the quality of the players. But are you not falling into the trap that some people talk about quite regularly? If Solskjaer hasn't got the players that are individually brilliant, he's no good. Where's the coaching? Where's the tactics? Because regardless of who's on the pitch, whether they're good enough to play for United or not, a coach should still have an identity. I guarantee you, if Pep Guardiola was managing this United side, you'd see us playing tiki-taka football and you go, oh, that's a Pep team. All right, they're not doing it as well as their best team, but there's the identity. Where is the identity? That's the only thing I would take from this game. It's not an Ollie out rant. It's not an overreaction. But where has been... What have we been practicing all week? You know, there's nobody missing. These lads have been training with Ollie for 2 weeks. Where's the identity? What was the plan today then? Were we meant to be sitting back and counter-attacking? Look at what we're doing now. Everybody's taking a touch and then passing it sideways. There's no look to play. I mean, that's the first time we played a decent pass and it comes wide to Hannibal. But, you know, you've got to move the ball better. Where's the identity? Path says, I just woke up to this. What in this here, says Path. Thoughts on Frank Kessie from AC Milan, says Emil. Good. I don't think he's going to leave though, is he? Mark, this is not QPR's first game. Their season starts in a fortnight, so they are definitely going to be sharper than us, says Tariq. Yeah, they're definitely sharper. Definitely going to be. That's why I asked that in the first half. I remember when we used to go on the American tours and we beat Real Madrid, and everyone would go, we beat Real Madrid. And I used to say, yeah, but it's Real Madrid's first pre-season game and it's our fourth. You know, there's a big difference when you get games into your legs. But I would have expected a little bit better from some of our players today. If Alanga takes his chances, it's a different game, says AJN. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. We're only 10 away from 75,000, so please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. James says, this is our best team, to be fair, and we are a week ahead in terms of fitness, but still disappointing from your lot. You should have too much, surely. And that's James Alcott, who has... who's a QPR fan. There's QPR on the attack again. I just hope we can... I was going to say I hope we can keep it respectable, but it's gone a little bit, isn't it? 4-1 is not respectable. Someone needs to fart on Pereira's pillow so contracts... Oh, that's a horrible thing to say, Dane. I can't read the rest of that. Could be way off, but seems... what was that? Okay. Mark, saying it's only pre-season is a real insult to QPR. They've played really good compared to our second string, says Andy and Bruno. There will be player ratings, yes. Oh, God. Where you think Man United will finish this season, says Atlas. Well, I mean, I can't predict that based on this. Daniel Luciano's could be way off, but seems Williams has regressed. He needs to go on loan. And he's not a left-back either. He's a right-footed right back playing at left back. We've done that one as well. And Andres Pereira should be nowhere near this team. Shows how bad the board are that he is still a United player. Our style of play needs to start from the youth to the first team, not individuals. Something is wrong, says Jay Martin. Thanks for everyone who's done the super chats as well. Appreciate that. United have still got 20 minutes in this game to get it back. I don't think we will. There is a bit of an identity crisis with Manchester United, though, and I don't really include Williams in this, but I will include him in the sort of Williams, McTominay, Lingard, Twansebi. There's probably somebody else I could add who've come through the United youth setup, and do they get away with it because of that? You know, we have to promote the youth. That's what United's always been about for decades. United and youth, that's what we are. But do you think we sometimes champion in our youth a little bit too much, that, you know, because you're a youth player it automatically makes you better than you actually are? Amy says, I feel Ollie's playing all these players as they would attract potential suitors for some of those. Looking at the results, it looks like that's backfired now too. White Owl says Lingard needs to go, he's not good enough. Well, this is the thing, isn't it? You know, we're 1-0 up, he scores a goal and everyone's like, we've got to keep Jesse Lingard because of the first 5 minutes. I haven't really noticed him since. I mean, what would your player rating be for Jesse Lingard today? I mean, I'd struggle to give him better than a 6, average, but I mean, part of me, if you take the goal away, probably a 5. This is a guy who nearly went to the Euros. This is a guy who was winning Player of the Month for West Ham last year. I'd expect him to run this game. You know, I would have low-hanging fruit, really. Oh, Williams has been tormented down that right-hand side. Really has. He's struggled, old Brandon. Hi, Mark. If you do not have a conductor in the midfield, you starve the creative and attacking players. It's as simple as that, says Mohamed Idris. Good point. Mark, people shouldn't overreact as this team is made of fringe players and youth that are not ready, says Nahum. You're wrong, Nahum. In my opinion, you're wrong. Juan Mata's not a fringe player. Lingard's not a fringe player. They are not fringe. Well, I suppose these are players that we're going to bring on in the Premier League. I expect better if they are good enough. Matic is still at the club. Mata's still at the club. Pereira's still at the club. Lingard's still at the club. You know, these are players I expect more from. I'd spent an evening with Ollie in Ibiza after the 99 treble. He was so gentle, says Sonny Leon. Nice guy apparently. I've never met him, but apparently everyone I meet who has met him says he's a nice guy. Those who were rejoicing about giving your beloved Ollie a 3-year contract, your manager just got whooped by QPR. Good luck in the new season. Mate, come on. Look, I'm more than happy to have a grown-up debate about what you take from this game, but you don't take the result and say we're going to struggle next season. That team is not our team. The reason to be pissed off with the result today is because we've played with no fluidity. And certain players should have played a lot better. But to say we're going to struggle because these lot have played badly is not really relatable, is it? Good goal! Good goal, Alanga! Fantastic goal. Thanks for doing this game, as I didn't want to pay for the game and fund the Glazers, so you all like my radio for the game. Mark, says Jay London. And Mark Goldbridge, it's only pre-season, says Lang and Sweets. Yeah, I just don't think I'm going to talk about this it's only pre-season thing anymore. If it's only pre-season, why are you all watching it? But lovely goal by Alanga. Lovely hit. Right on the edge of the box, picks it up. That's the goal of the game for United, really, because it's out of nothing. Right on the edge of the box. Lovely left foot into the bottom corner. Another lad who needs a loan because he ain't going to go near the first team with all the players that we've got. But he's got potential. The lad has got potential. Little bit of respectability back. If we could get another one, that'd be nice. There's still time. Still time here. Still 15 minutes, says Marcos. Oh, yes. That's a good stretch. Anyone going to Clash Creators tomorrow? I bet nobody from this is, actually. I will be there, commentating. Okay. I completely agree that Lingard is not good enough. I don't think that he can conduct a game. He had Souček and Rice behind him at West Ham. There is a player ratings today. I just need to whack it in for you, actually. I will get the link. Karen says, every time the cameraman focuses on Ollie, I get high blood pressure. Here we go. Bit of United on the attack again here. Another proof that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer isn't good enough for the heights United plan to reach. Even if this team lost under Pep, they would have played better, says Life of Young 6. Thank you very much, pal. Regardless of the result, our work rate has been awful. No desire from anyone. This shows Ollie that players like Pereira and Lingard aren't good enough, says Manic SJ. I think that's a great point. You know, I would certainly include that in my match reaction as well. I think that the effort levels of the players has been, you know, pretty poor, really. But they're pushing now. Right, we'll get these player ratings. Is Garner playing well, Mark, says Jay London? He's settled now, but let's be honest, it was we had a really bad few minutes where they just dominated the midfield. I don't think Garner's been helped by the fact that he's played with Pereira, who has been absolutely shit. Absolutely shit. It's not 4-3, it's 4-2. Alanga with the shot on the back post. So, we have got player ratings. I'm just going to get you the link in the video description now. QPR make a double sub. That's the perfect time for me to get them. Remember to mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. And we will go through that in the match reaction. Just going to whack it in the video description for you now. So United 4-2, 6 goals, most of them for QPR, unfortunately. A good run out for United. I don't think they'll take a lot from this. Fitness levels for fringe players that shouldn't be anywhere near our first team. I mean, it doesn't really expand the arguments, really, does it? I mean, as I said, for me, what I would have took as the positives from today would have been the way we played, the way we were organised. Maybe if we played one holding midfielder, but we didn't, and we haven't. Mark, I think that the job that Ollie has done is commendable, but if he doesn't deliver this season, we need to get in someone who can, says Nathan. There's another corner here for QPR. Grant with a decent, well, it's not a great save, it's a decent save. It's 4-2. Let me just see what happens with this corner for QPR. They've gone short. And United should get rid of this. And they do. It's still on the attack, QPR here. Well, he's made a lot of subs now, Ollie. These games can be quite exhausting though, can't they? Tiring, all the substitutions they make. Hannibal is an absolute baller, always passes forward, give and go, our best youth player, trust me, says Mandor. I just hope he doesn't have that trained out of him, Mandor. And Dane says, Mark, too many of these players are softer than Charmin, almost like mushy pea pudding, they are so soft, says Dane Duffy. Yeah, links in the video description now. If you want to do your player ratings, you can do that. And a foul there. What is the status on Rashi and his operation, says Tabres? I'm not convinced he'll have his operation, Tabres. I've got to be honest with you. I'm not convinced that he will. Please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. I don't know whether we hit 75,000. I'm just going to check now, but please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Remember, we're live every night at 8 o'clock. Got the morning shows as well. More and more pre-season games kicking in as we work towards that first game of the season against Leeds. And the encouraging thing is that when we play, who are we playing on Wednesday? Preston on Wednesday. We will have, Martial, McTominay and Van der Beek should all be involved, which bloody hell we need. We do need that. And United might get another goal here. Lay it off. Oh, blocked. Lingard and Bruno can't run games, but their impact matters. The only player that can is Pogba. No patterns of play, coaching staff, says Abraham. Bruno can run a game. What are you on about? Talking out your arse, mate. Bruno and why are you even putting Bruno and Lingard in the same conversation? Just ridiculous. Who do you think is the best manager since Sir Alex Ferguson left? Says Ice. I'll leave the chat to answer that. Jay Martin, welcome to the United Stand Members Club. United are on the attack here. Cross comes in. A bit more energy coming in now from United. Another blocked shot. Thanks for the contribution, Zayn Miasi, who's laughing. Wow, you've got to take it when you get beat 4-2 by QPR. You've got to expect that you're going to get a bit of banter. Somebody just said that Ryan Giggs has been the best coach since Sir Alex Ferguson left. The youth have played so much better than the Deadwood first half team. Shows how past the Deadwood are, says Uzara. Well, Matt has gone into a more number 10 position now. Welcome to the Members Club, Alfie Lansbury. Hi, Mark. When Varane eventually does happen, what would that be United's Van Dijk moment, says Grant? Well, no, I'm not going to start talking about that. Van Dijk basically took Liverpool to titles, doesn't he? You can't say that about, just buying a player. I hope we can get the Varane deal done, though, because I think he will massively improve us. Please subscribe, like I said, bottom right-hand corner. You're very welcome. Nice switching of the play here. United have still got about 10 minutes to try and get back into it. I'd keep Elanga and Palestri, get rid of the rest, says Pisco. Well, if you got rid of Dan James, Juan Mata and Jesse Lingard, you could then keep an Elanga or an Ahmed or a Palestri instead of having to loan them out. Hugel nearly scoring his first goal there. Good save by the keeper. I think Ahmad's a baller. I think Palestri needs to go on loan, but I do like the look of Ahmad, really do. Why are we always second half FC, Tom? We've been absolutely battered this second half. I don't think we've been second half FC at all. I think we got battered. Was it 1-1 at half time? It was 1-1 at half time. So we've not really been second half FC because we went 4-1 down. Thanks, Susan. And the mods. QPR on the attack here at the moment. He's given a foul as well. You bloody prat. Well, it's not... I predicted United were going to win comfortably 3-0. You couldn't be more wrong, you prat. I've been very wrong, but pre-season's always hard to read, and I think we could have expected a better performance from United, but, there's a lot of United fans who've travelled down to watch this game, and I just hope they're going to go and see something good afterwards, maybe the Natural History Museum, or Madame Tussauds, or the London Eye. Make the most of a trip to London, because although a lot of United fans will be from London, let's be honest, but I hope that they do get something out of it. Because United haven't really got a hell of a lot from it, and they're on the attack again here. QPR cut back, he's got space in the box, good block. I think it was Twan Sebi that time. But still, the energy is there from this QPR side. Don't forget to do your player ratings. Links in the video description for that. Mark, I'd trade Pereira for one of their midfielders, says Nahum. I'd trade Pereira for my pub lunch I'm going for after this. They can take him as payment. I'd still owe him about 50 quid. I'm only going to McDonald's. Welcome to the Members Club USS 45 Popeye. Appreciate that. In the grand scheme of things, it won't matter much. But I do think. I mean, look, I'm not going to talk about it now. I'll talk about it on the match reaction. I do think that there are some things that you shouldn't ignore about this game, and I think people will ignore them because they want to ignore them. But I think there are things in this game that I wouldn't ignore, and I'll mention them on the match reaction. Why did the mods put me in a timeout, says Simon. Got no idea. I'm not a mod, Simon. Richard, love, welcome to the United Stand Members Club. Appreciate that. Thanks everyone who's tuned in, and thanks for subscribing. Remember to do your player ratings, which we'll go through on the match reaction. I think there's going to be... I'm really interested to see what Pereira gets, what Brandon gets, what Wan-Bissaka gets, what Lingard gets, what Matic gets. Because these are players that are basically bench players, apparently. And they're senior pros. You know, a lot of these lads, you know, you go Sheretire, Hugo, Alanga, Hannibal, Garner. They're young lads. Like, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if QPR could beat them 4-1. But I expected a lot better from some of our senior pros, to be honest with you. How's Garner played? I think Garner's been all right, really. But we did go from 1-1 to 4-1. So you can't really... I mean, Ricardo said, should anyone get above a 5? Wow. Mark said we won't concede today. Mark, you can't beat a championship team. How will you come with us at the Emirates? Zane. You're better than that, Zane. You're better than that. Don't expose yourself as thick like that. And don't spend 15 quid to do it. You're way better than that. What does this 11 have anything to do with the team that will play at the Emirates? Graham, thank you very much for the nice comment there. Ibrahim says, I enjoy the channel and the work you're putting in, but you're talking up yours. Bruno is our most important player, but as a 10, he does not run the midfield. We need a deep-lying playmaker in the Carrick mould, says Ibrahim. No, Ibrahim, you're talking out your arse, mates, because what you're saying is that Bruno can't run a game because you're talking about a Jorginho. You're talking about a conductor. Messi runs the game. Like, depends where the ball is. Bruno Fernandes can run the game easily and has run the game for United. You can run the game from different areas of the pitch. Neymar can run the game for PSG if you get the ball there to him along quickly enough. QPR might make it 5 here. Oh, keeper gets hold of it. There's not going to be a comeback from United. Yeah, player ratings. Well, you shouldn't hold back. You know, I think people want to be like a little bit sympathetic. This is why you don't win things. This is why, you know, English people celebrate getting to a final and losing. Wow, we did so well to get there. You lost. You bloody lost. You may as well be Turkey and get embarrassed in the group stage. You lost. And I say you, because I'm talking to English people. I'm English. We lost. It's shit. And I think when you put a Man United shirt on, there's no excuse. Oh, it's only pre-season. We're Manchester United. There is a level of standard. And if the level of standard doesn't kick in a pre-season game, how can you expect it to be there in the real season? You know, for every fan who's going, it's only pre-season, you don't understand the standards of this football club. You can't just say it's pre-season and it's acceptable to lose 4-2 to QPR, because then you're making it acceptable to lose. You know, one of the great things... In fact, I'll tell you in the match reaction. I've got a story to tell you in the match reaction which will shut up all these people who say it's only pre-season and show you what I was brought up on and what Manchester United should be. QPR on the attack here. They could make it 5. Good defending there. I think it was Mengi that time. Excited on another happy hour episode. What do you talk about this time? Also given a 4-year contract to Ollie this early as mistakes, as Paul Carrera. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the happy hour podcast coming out. I don't know when they'll do it because sometimes it takes, you know, a couple of weeks for them. But it was a really good episode, actually. We spoke about all sorts of things. Southgate out says, you literally said earlier it's only pre-season. Mate, you don't... Look, I spoke about this before kickoff. Don't come on this channel and start making everything about literal, absolutes. Like it's either yes or no. There's in-betweens. Of course there are in-betweens. Of course it's pre-season. I don't think Ollie out should be trending because that's a load of bollocks. But it doesn't mean that we should accept losing. What do you want me to do? Walk in and go, what do you want me to say? Oh, it's fine to lose. It's pre-season. Of course. Of course, losing in a pre-season game doesn't matter massively, but you still got to say it's unacceptable to lose as a United team, and there's lessons to be learned. Enjoy the company and keeping up to date on all things United from the channel. Will the chart show be back next year? Says Ibrahim. Hey, Ibrahim, big up to you for actually having a bit of a debate. It's never personal, it's just a bit of a debate. Player ratings we're going to do now. The match is over. Player ratings coming in now. We'll do that on the match reaction straight away. Let me just stop the clock. Chart show, I think I might bring it back next season, yeah. I think with fans in the ground, it always feels like the chart show works better. Right, let's do the match reaction. Links in the video description. I will see you over there. Sorry, player ratings are in the video description. Mark every player at a 10, 6 being the average. We'll go through that and the fallout of this loss. United should let go of Pogba, says Rahul. Well, we'll talk about that on the evening show. We're going to go over to the match reaction now. I will see you over there in about a minute. I've just got to set it up. And in the meantime, you could do your player ratings. See you in a minute. And I will tell you the lesson I was going to tell you about why it's unacceptable to lose a pre-season game. I'll see you in a minute.